Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, April 17th, 11:13 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. Another late season snowstorm is making its way across the upper Midwest. Snowfall totals are much lighter than the last blizzard, but this is going to also bury all of upstate New York, all of New England getting more snow. Erie will break all-time records. The all-time record for the most snowfall ever in a major city will be broken, and on and on. Heavy snows for Colorado's Rockies, which is much needed. We are at a deficit, and the models are amazing. It's not just you. Spring weather has gone off the rails in the U.S., shattering records. Here's a picture yesterday of the blizzard swirling around all the way up here into Canada. The weather in the U.S. has been downright biblical so far this spring, with weather forecasters practically having to borrow pages out of the book of Revelations. First, there's cold. The first 2 weeks in April have been the coldest on record for the upper Midwest. Even some areas to the south, such as Little Rock, Arkansas, have seen temperatures during this period that are far below average. Such extreme cold is noteworthy given trends in the opposite direction related to the global warming nonsense. Could there be something going on here? Is there something afoot, perhaps? Maybe. Maybe it's the media that deceives, lies, and misdirects. Unverifiable implied admission of their nonsense is part of the problem. A staggering. The cold set stage for a blizzard that slammed the upper Midwest. We've been covering it over the last several days. This storm is so severe it set all-time records, not just milestones, for the heaviest spring snowstorm ever. A staggering 24.2 inches of snow fell in Green Bay, Wisconsin, making it the heaviest April snowstorm on record and the second heaviest snowstorm ever. Similarly, in Wausau, Wisconsin, picked up 20.7 inches of snow, setting the April snowstorm record and making it the second heaviest snowstorm of all time at that location. The snowfall jackpot was Amherst, Wisconsin, where 33 inches of snow fell, according to the National Weather Service, in the middle of April. Currently, snowdrifts measuring at the office of over 6 feet. Now, Minneapolis, which is no stranger to snow and cold weather, picked up 14.9 inches of snow, making it their heaviest April snowstorm on record. Thunder snow was reported in and around the Twin Cities as the storm intensified, leading to snowfall rates of 2 inches per hour at times. There are the departures from normal for the first 15 days. And then there are the fires. In association with the strong storm systems, massive walls of wind-driven flames have swept across the plains, particularly Oklahoma. We'll talk about that, where at least 300,000 acres went up in flames this week. And there's still extremely critical fire weather danger today. We had some insane gusts. We barely got any work done. It was exhausting. Some of the most severe winds of the spring also being reported up in Canada and other areas across the country. Whew. Flooding continues in New York City and New England, and even the drag queens are pitching in here. We can see Elsa trying to give the police van a push here. Drag queens are people too, folks. Come on. Come on, Boston police. Back it up. Cincinnati weather. Monday snowfall broke records for April snow. It really is the winter that never ends. The weather in greater Cincinnati broke records Monday after more snow decided to fall. Monday was the fourth day in April that the National Weather Service measured snow in Cincinnati Airport. Up until Monday, dating back until 1893. Man, that is a long time ago. Back in the centennial minimum here. We're headed into the modern eddy minimum. Huh. There's something to this solar science. Breaking records as predicted. Near freezing temperatures hit the Bay Area a day after hailstorms. Near freezing? What are they talking about? Come right down here. It says Santa Rosa and Napa both hit 32 degrees. That's freezing. Oh my God! That's nearly freezing down there at freezing. right in front of your eyes. The nonsense. The nonsense continues here in Oakland where they're sledding on plywood. Someone get this kid a toboggan. Boom! That's how I do it. Drought-busting rain to be accompanied by severe weather risk in the southern U.S. People crying in Parchedville down there. But it's looking good. Strong thunderstorms coming through eastern New Mexico, West Texas. While large hail, strong wind gusts, and flash flooding and isolated tornadoes are possible this weekend, the odds are greatly against the significant outbreak of severe weather. However, it only takes one violent storm to kill someone, but there will be beneficial rain in these areas later this week. West Kansas, Oklahoma picking up much needed rain. They're very parched. These southern storms are going to be awesome, but there will be localized flooding, strong thunderstorms, and hail. Heads up. Let's check out the Weather Ready Nation map. Fire weather threat continues. Another late season snowstorm and on like a broken record. This is the 27th snowstorm this winter. Boom. And yet we are still warming. The globe is warming and you're burning up. Sea level will catastrophically rise. It's overtaking the cities momentarily, kids. Run for the hills. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of hand. We have winter storm warnings in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states again here. New York State, winter storm warnings, winter storm watch. Winter storm watch is here in northern Iowa, where you're going to get the most snow. Southern Minnesota picking up tons of snow right now. As we speak, there's thunder snow being reported. Let's check the map. Look at that heavy blue system there. There's going to be a lot of snow coming in here. Thunder snow predicted in northern Iowa, central Iowa, Cedar Rapids area. Send me some messages. Tell me how bad it gets. I bet you some areas pick up a foot of snow here. They're only predicting 6 to 8 in some areas. But this system is going to move through here, spreading through southern Wisconsin, southern Michigan. Those areas that missed out are going to get back into the game here. Most of northern Ohio picking up snow, Erie, Pennsylvania, all of western Pennsylvania, and all of New York State, including Vermont, New Hampshire. Heads up, Boston. Heads up, Maine. This is through Friday this snow is going to come through. You're going to have snow from now, Wednesday night through Friday there in New England. But we'll be watching this closely. Here are the GFS snowfall totals. You can see 6 to 8 inches across most of upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire. Maine is going to be getting a light dusting, but northern Iowa could see 6 to 10 inches in many areas, as well as extreme southern Wisconsin and Minnesota here, where none of the lakes are frozen out for opening day here, May 1st. So the last thing they need is more snow and cold. Here we have heavy snow falling in northern Colorado. Expected, I've seen the GFS models, they're averaging 17 inches. And we have moderate to heavy snow throughout Wyoming and up here in British Columbia and Alberta, as well as some light snow here in Oregon and the Sierras, as well as all of northern Nevada. Look at that. Here's the Rhea fire. Deadly Oklahoma wildfire has now consumed 100,000 hectares, 246,000 acres, claimed the lives of many. This fire is located in Dewey County, northeast of Leedy, Oklahoma. Only 3% contained, and with these winds, it's going to grow. We'll be reporting on it tomorrow. We'll check Knoll School again tomorrow. We just saw it last night. The fire is growing. More than 500 firefighters are assigned, along with a few of my friends, including large air tankers, 2 Type 1 helicopters, 4 single-engine air tankers, 2 CL-415 scoopers, and an air tanker. 2 National Guard helicopters as well will probably help spread the flames. The fire has been spurred by the local weather, which has been dry and high winds, and there is a rain pattern moving through here Saturday, but it is going to spread until then. And guys, it's only Tuesday night. So if you can avoid that area, avoid it at all costs. It is a health hazard to humans, especially when there's high risk. The fire here, your flesh can burn off of your bone, fall off, and then that's it. It's a wrap. Exactly. That's a boom. What's going on up there in Lincoln? And I'm not talking Nebraska. I'm talking Montana. USGS downgrading the 4.2 to 3.8 near Lincoln. Heads up. 3.8 earth magnitude struck 8 miles southeast of Lincoln, Montana Tuesday morning, while the USGS survey initially reported Tuesday's earthquake with slightly larger magnitude. It was updated by mid-morning. The USGS frequently downgrades the magnitude within hours. That's what this article says. So I'll leave that for you. All these links are down below under the video where it says show more. Tiny Nebraska town buzzing about the sixth mild earthquake to hit in a week. Excellent picture there. Look at the glow. That's what it sounds like on that street. School kids and community members in a tiny Nebraska town are buzzing about the series of 6 mild earthquakes during the past week. All the quakes have originated near the central Nebraska town of Arnold, a community of 600 near North Platte. An official with the village of Arnold said she's not aware of any damage or injuries. Damage does not usually occur until the earthquake magnitude reaches 4 or 5, according to the Colorado-based USGS. The quakes near Arnold have been under that range. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Let's check out the latest quake map. Nothing of significance. Interesting quake up here in the middle of nowhere in Russia. Could be a nuke test. We have a cluster of quakes here in the Karakoram region of Tajikistan in the 4 mag range. 5.0 in Indonesia, but we have some blot echo deep quakes happening here in Papua New Guinea at 141.1, 8 kilometers. This is of note because slightly thereafter, at 347.2 kilometers, popped off a 4.7 in Tonga. So we're going to be looking for a large magnitude earthquake popping off here, probably somewhere near New Zealand or back again towards Papua New Guinea in the 5 or greater range in the next 24 hours. Volcano news update. Worldwide, Dukono, Sakurajima, Sabancaya, continuous volcanic ash emissions. Let's pop over here real quick to Volcano YouTube to get a live stream update on the multiple volcanoes erupting worldwide here at the Multiview Volcano Cloud Live 24/7 4K stream. Boom! Sakurajima currently erupting live, as well as Popocatépetl down here at the bottom right. We have triple footage of Sakurajima erupting currently. Shinmodake showing a nice cloud above the rim here in the caldera. Agung has no activity. Sinabung doesn't appear to be erupting. Turrialba. And here we have we're looking at an edge view of Stromboli. Not much activity here, but we do have considerable activity popping off live here while we're making the video at Popo. And Sakurajima has been spewing a vertical ash column for about an hour. So if you want to check it out, come over here to Volcano YT. I'll leave you a link down below. Give him a thumbs up. Tell him Diamond sent you. And that is a boom. Okay, enough of that. Climate change is still risky business for some meteorologists. This is a great article coming out today. Only 1/3 of meteorologists believe in global warming. Only 1/3 of meteorologists believe in global warming. But none of them are speaking up. Because when one did, it cost him his career. He was excoriated for his views by those 1/3 who disagreed, while the 2/3 sat silently behind. And that's the way it is, folks. I'll leave you links to this article. It's very interesting and telling because we know what's going on. And the people that are reporting on the news know that they're telling you lies, but they're doing it so they continue to get a paycheck. And that's no joke, but it's disgusting. So quit your job, throw your TV out your window, and come over to Oppenheimer Ranch this summer. Get some shit done. It's a heads up. The Atlantic current is slowing down, coming from Armstrong Economics, picking it up. The AMOC, the Atlantic Meridional Oscillatory Current, shutting down, causing crop loss, famine, global unrest. I'll leave you links to that. The next grand solar minimum, cosmic rays and earth changes, an introduction by Sasha Dobler. Awesome article here. So if you want to share this with some sheeple or some people some peeps that are just opening their eyes to the nonsense because they just chucked their TV out the window. This is a great article to link to them. Share it on your own social media platforms. Get the word out. This is a good primer on grand solar minimum from a person that is an observer like us, down with the electric universe model, and knows a lot because they've been watching along with us the entire time, talking about earthquakes and volcanoes, the social economic impacts during the age of reason, what happened in the past, what will happen in the future. Also some information on UV, B, and C and gamma rays. So if you're interested in that, come here to 3.1, the weakening Earth's magnetic field, and you can learn about that and why the UVB and UVC is hitting the Earth's surface. It's because of our weakening magnetosphere. And if you want to look back into the historical record about where we're headed in the next 2 decades, come check out this, also by Sasha Dobler at abruptearthchanges.com. Black Death and the abrupt earth changes back in the 14th century during the mini ice age. This is a very comprehensive text with many references about all of the historical information about what went on. So if you're looking for information worldwide about what happened back then, you should probably check this out. Thank you, Sasha. We love you. And that's a boom. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. Join us tomorrow night for our radio program on freedomslips.com, Studio A, when we'll have Lee Wheelbarger back on. We just posted our first episode with him from last weekend up on the channel, so check it out. 2 hours of awesome conversation. Me, Leah, and Lee talking about cosmic rays, chemtrail nonsense, and other scientific things. What we're going to be discussing tomorrow night is important. It's about preparing for the changes ahead, where you can, we're going to be asking Lee about his expertise in military electronics, on how we can secure our electronic devices, how you can secure your vehicles and your weaponry, how you can be safe during an EMP, how we can make a Faraday cage. Do we need to burrow underground? What kind of security measures do we need for our electronics, and how to keep them safe? So make sure to join us. And if you miss it, we're going to be putting it up on the air, so don't worry about that. Guys, there's some arguments about when the grand solar minimum begins. No one can tell you that. We all know that we're descending into the grand solar minimum. That's the truth. If you look at many of the mainstream articles or papers that are written on the topic, many people suggest that the grand solar minimum will begin in 2050 and extend to 2200. So that would be a grand solar minimum time frame, but it could begin at any one of these cycles. Now, if the sun shuts down and we do not have any solar activity coming up out of this solar minimum between 24 and 25, we may never have a cycle 25. We may not have a cycle 26. We don't know what may happen. There's about a 5% chance that there is no cycle 25. But there is a likelihood that there will be a cycle 25. And according to Lisa Upton and mainstream plasma physicists, cycle 25 will be 30% weaker than 24. And because these cycles are weaker, when you have a weaker cycle, they last much longer than a decade, up to 12 to 14 years. Look here at the length of cycle 12, very long. Cycle 11 was a very long cycle, as well as cycle 14. So cycle 24 should last for at least 12 years, bringing the minimum all the way out to 2021 before cycle 25 begins. Cycle 25 will begin after a very long period of zero sunspots lasting over a year. However, that sunspot period of zero sunspots lasting over a year may continue ad infinitum for decades, in which case cycle 24 will be the kickoff of the grand solar minimum. No one can know until we get there, so there's no point in arguing about it. The point is, the time is now to start preparing if you want to survive and thrive for the coming changes. Continue to follow our channel. We update you daily on what's going on so you can be ready to react. Share this with like-minded people. We love you. Thanks to all of our supporters, our Patreons. You're keeping us going. Be safe.